I didn't know what to expect from 2024. 2024 had all the makings of a solid year, and then we get a bunch of surprises, and I was enthralled by the amount of content that just came out of nowhere and completely surprised. But there were a couple things that in my brain were no-brainers, a couple things that should have been complete bangers in 2024. And when they just kind of fizzled out and went into nothingness and into obscurity, I just sat there and was like, holy crap, that's disappointing. Here are the 5 most disappointing things I experienced in 2024. Everybody, welcome to the channel. I am your host, Mike Fury, and I make informative videos just like this one. So please subscribe, hit the like button. You guys already know the bell icon, so you guys get notifications when I release videos. And today we are going to start off with probably one of the more disappointing animes that I've had the pleasure of watching. Starting off, Ninja Kamui, with stunning promotional material and absolutely action-packed, like the promise of an action-packed narrative. I can't really understand what happened and how we went from this dark, very intimate, very simple plot with awesome animation in the first episode, let's be very clear about it, into this cyberpunk ninja fighting armor with inconsistent animation. I do not understand how this came to fruition, but it happened. And while the fight scenes were solid, the pacing dragged, the character development was absolutely abhorrent, and what looked like it was going to be all hype and just, we're here for the fights, we're here for the blood, we're here for the awesome combat, we are here for this. This is what we love in terms of just very simple ninja, kind of like if you guys ever watch Ninja Assassin, go check out Ninja Assassin. It knows what it's trying to do, does what it's trying to do, and we love it for it. Very simple. If you haven't watched Ninja Assassin and you like the concept of ninjas fighting each other, boom shakalaka, there you go. That is a perfect example of what Ninja Kamui should have been and how they dropped the ball. But since animation was still pretty solid and I still fairly enjoyed it, granted, I don't think I'm gonna watch season 2 if there is a season 2, Ninja Kamui makes it at number 5. As a fan of South Park, just by itself, the show by itself, and a massive fan of Stick of Truth by Obsidian, which just completely nailed in every aspect of the word, one of the greatest and easiest RPGs to recommend. Funny, great gameplay, awesome storytelling, exploration. It had everything. It had absolutely everything. And then we get Fractured Butthole, and that seems to kind of change the formula a little bit and add some new tricks up its sleeves, but still maintaining a lot of the funny humor, a lot of the good dialogue, and just again changing the formula now into superheroes instead of wizards, knights and wizards and things of that nature. So we go and we get to the South Park Snow Day, and again a changing of the formula, 3D graphics, co-op gameplay. But when we got to the executables, when we got to the execution, absolute travesty of a game. You went from one of the easiest RPGs to recommend and just being great and hitting everything that you would want it to hit, to another great RPG, to what looks like it looks like you guys handed it off to a very inexperienced team and they didn't know how to execute this properly. They did not know what to do with South Park. And it almost seems to me, and again, I hope that they get other chances. I hope that they're able to iterate on some other game. They're able to be very successful as developers. It almost seems to me like they weren't fans of the source material itself, or they didn't have enough time to produce something that was real heavy on the source material. That's what it felt like to me personally. So the humor felt toned down. The gameplay loop was almost non-existent, extremely shallow. And honestly, I would never, ever would think that this would be the follow-up to those two games that I previously mentioned in South Park Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole. After season 3 of Umbrella Academy, I didn't want to believe that they were going to drop the ball because of what they did at the end. Spoiler warning real quick, because it's just a very simple thing for you to know. They separate the team again. Now the thing is, there's nothing wrong with separating the team as long as you're going to use it as a plot device and you're going to, use it to tell a different type of story. The issue is that the team was separated in season 1. And now we're rehashing old plot points, and we're redoing we're just retelling a story that has already been told, or a season that has already been told. When you should be a lot more focused in the ends that haven't been tied in. And what we expected as a great send-off to our favorite Academy students, what we got was a extremely rushed season, and more unanswered questions. Still to this day, and to the point that it has forced me to go read the comic books. That's how confused I am on all of this. And don't get me wrong, it's still charming as ever. The story just feels disjointed. And it's frustrating because the season number 1 was good. Season number 2 was even better. Season number 2 was a great season. Just the way they tie in with time and all of this stuff, and how they're using a specific moment in America, and they're alluding to almost like aliens, and it is awesome. The focus on season 2 was great, but then season 3 just kind of divulged into this moment where I thought, hey, this is kind of just setting up the finale. That's what I thought myself. I was like, so even if this isn't as good as the other two, this will look even better if they hit the last season, if it's just a complete smash of the last season. And to put it lightly, they missed the dunk. They missed the dunk. They did not execute properly, and it turns out to what should have been a absolute masterpiece of an ending turned out to be kind of like just a mini splash, like just a little puddle, like a little drip. It's forgettable, and it's disappointing. That's why it lands on my number 3. Adding to what was season number 57 of Live Service Disasters, Suicide Squad makes it to my number 2. Reason being is because I bought it at $5, so I'm not even that bad at it. I'm mad at it. Like, there's a lot of people who paid full retail for this and had to stick with it. There is something to be said about my experience with the Arkham games and how in high regard I hold Rocksteady. And this game just turned out to be the most, I hate to use the word again, just completely divulged of life. Like, just shallow, just hollow, complete hollow, complete just, we're not thinking about what game we want to make. We're thinking about, we have analytical people in the background telling us that we should be making billions of dollars off of the IPs that we already have. So we're going to create something that we don't want to create, but we're being told to create. And it's the issue that we see in the industry a long time. And I'll echo the sentiments of Zelnick, I think is his last name. He is the CEO of Larian, or the director of Larian Studios. But we keep on doing this weird song and dance where analytical people who don't know how to create anything or have very hard time creating something keep on telling creative people what to do. And they keep on thinking that that's going to make them a lot more money. It's going to make them a lot more happier. It's going to make them a lot more successful. And we keep on time and time again having very fine examples of that's not how this works. Now, are there going to be outliers? Are they going to be the Apex Legends? Are they going to be the League of Legends of the world? Are they going to be, there's going to be a lot of those. That doesn't mean that we double down, that everybody, the whole industry double down on this. That is the biggest issue. So Suicide Squad, where It had all of the makings. It had an amazing studio behind it. It had a fairly simple idea. It had characters that we love and enjoy, especially coming off of the movies. Just sadly doesn't do anything to move Rocksteady forward. It doesn't do to move the gaming industry forward. It doesn't do anything. It just feels like a hot mess of a lot of ideas, rehashed ideas that we've seen before, executed in a way that lacks the love and the attention that Rocksteady is capable of. That is why it lands on my number 2. Now we're gonna look at my number 1, and I do this with heavy heart. And I understand that some people may absolutely love this, and some people feel very strongly of this. But the coming off of what is the amazing season 1, going into the movie, which was also just as amazing, and again, a top tier level storytelling, going into what is season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen, I do not understand where they went wrong. And that may be controversial. That may be a shock to you that this is my number 1, but this is my number 1. I had very big expectations for what Jujutsu Kaisen would be. The first season was just an incredible introduction to what is this world, these characters, the way that the warp powers work, just awesome animation. Like I was enthralled. Me and Jujutsu Kaisen were like this. Then Zero comes out, the movie comes out, and I'm again, holy crap, this is awesome. I love this new character. Like I love all of this. We're getting backstory. I love it all. And then we get to the Shibuya incident, and it did a lot of really cool things. I think the Maharaga fight might be up there with some of the best fights we had in 2025. I loved it. Those are some of the animations, some of the, like, I go back and watch those clips to this day. But the pacing, the excessive exposition for no reason, the misunderstanding of what we wanted in a next season, at least for me personally, what I was expecting from a season 2 was not the complete destruction and annihilation of the cast of characters that you have presented. Spoiler warning, real quick, because I'm about to go into almost rant mode. How is it that you think that it was a good idea to dismember half of the cast, kill half of the cast, leave so many questions unanswered, proceed to do things with no resolution in mind? For example, having Megumi meet his dad and then having him immediately like die right afterwards. Don't understand that. Killing off Nanami. What was the motivation? What was the point of it? It doesn't do anything for the story. You can take Nanami out right there. You could have just had him be, oh, he's hurt, and killed him and just like pulled him off to the side. You didn't have to have him die. And the fact that we don't even get a payoff for it. It's more of a whimper than an actual bang. That's another weird, it's so weird. Everything for the season at the start of the season was turning out to be excellent, absolutely excellent. And we were there, we were getting backstory, we were getting information. It was so enthralling. And as soon as they got Gojo into that little cube, you could have made this into a very fun season still, focusing on fingers, focusing on character development, focusing on the things that we were expecting. You decided to just throw a monkey wrench, made Chozo, I think his name, Yuji's brother, do not understand it, proceeded to dismember half of the cast in any way that you wanted to. But I should be happy because you gave me 2 amazing fights. I disagree. I cold-heartedly disagree. It doesn't hit like season 1. It doesn't hit like the movie. It screams of, it almost feels like hitting a panic button. That's what I feel like. That cannot be correct. And if you guys feel strongly about it, if you guys seem to have a full grasp of what they're trying to do without spoiling, because that's the thing, a lot of y'all want to justify this BS with telling me that there's better stories coming on. As an anime watcher, I don't want to hear what the manga's doing. I don't want to hear it. I would like to follow a cohesive story that makes sense and not having everything that just happened and then me be satisfied because the fights were amazing. Cool. The fights are amazing. What do I do now? It almost made me stop watching all entirety because now I'm gonna have to get to know a brand new set of characters for season 3. But Yuji's still here, so I should be happy about that. I don't agree. Now, if his ability, again, I'll eat crow if season 3 is absolutely phenomenal. By all means, I'll definitely eat crow on that. But as of right now, season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen is the most disappointing thing I watched in 2024. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like button, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about the video. If you guys have an opinion on any of the things that I find disappointing, let me know down in the comment section below. If you think I'm bugging on Jujutsu Kaisen, by all means, engage in dialogue in the comment section below, and I'll be able to tell you that you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. I've never, in my 30 years of anime, I'm still a little tight about it. In my 30 years of anime, I've never seen the destruction of a whole entire cast of characters. Never, never, never. And this is the first time to do it, and to be honest, I am perturbed. I am absolutely perturbed. But anyways, you guys, check out the links down in the description below. $1 a day keeps the landlord away. I'm your host, Mike Fury. It's been a complete pleasure. Until next time, Mike, off.